Welcome everyone to a special episode of Mechanic to Mechanic. We're at the Forsyth Tech Transportation Center in Winston-Salem today. I hope you enjoy the tour of the facility and meeting some of the instructors, actually meeting some students too. We're very fortunate this fall. We have about 375 students that are with us in a variety of programs. You'll get a chance to see all of those. For more information about Forsyth Tech and our Transportation Center, please visit forsythtech.edu.
Hey guys, this is Mechanic Nate,
Dave,
Max.
and we also have Galen Biggs here. Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
I'm Galen Biggs. I'm a program coordinator for race car technology at Forsyth Tech Community.
Heck yeah, that sounds like a pretty big job you got there. What type of stuff do you focus on while you're in there?
So we focus on all areas of the race car and racing, all types of racing. So we have three parts of our program. We have a chassis fabrication part of the program, which deals with the whole construction of the race car itself. We have a race car setup portion of the program, which deals with setting up the final setup, the geometries, the
Like weight distribution and
yes,
stuff like
weight
that?
distribution, suspension, and springs and shocks, and all things to do with the setup to get the tire planted on in the corners and get the best performance out of it. And then we got the engine side of things, where we go through the building process of the engine all the way through the machine work, the measuring, the setting the tolerances and everything, and then the testing afterwards, dyno testing, and then putting it all together and getting to a complete race car.
We had Aaron in here earlier. He was one of your students up there, and he said that he was able to work on one of the race cars that were around. And I was just going to see if you could give a little bit more input on that. What type of race cars y'all actually work on?
So we're probably more known for our NASCAR side of the program, because we are in NASCAR country, and we do have several examples of NASCAR chassis and suspensions back there. But we try to we're wanting to go further into like dirt racing or locally. The more of the grassroots stuff, modified stuff, asphalt late models like Cars Tour runs. But we got a drag car that we're working on. That's a project up here, a '89 Fox Body Mustang that we're getting into a lot of the fabrication side, getting ready to do the back half portion of it to narrow the rear end, make a whole 4-link setup in the rear, and kind of set it up to. We're going by the NHRA Superstock rule book on it, but we haven't ruled out any other configuration. We might go a different route on the engine, might go turbo stuff, LS on the engine side of things, but that's where we're starting at on that. So definitely drag racing is part of it.
It sounds like as far as how you input everything into the shop, y'all's builds are as versatile and open-minded as you are with people being able to access the classes and being able to. Did you have any questions you wanted to add to them? I know you know a lot about them.
Yeah, I've been in it for a long time. I've seen quite a few of the things that come out of the school that you guys are obviously here right now, actually. I've seen a lot of cool things that you guys come out with. And it's kind of hard to say that Forsyth Tech works on any one sort of race aspect, just because I've seen people come out, I've seen them go into dirt applications, I've seen people go into the NASCAR side, a lot of the NASCAR side from.
Yep.
But you guys are even venturing off that portion, so pretty much out here a little bit. So it's still pretty large here. But what kind of plans do you guys have going forward in the future with the
Yeah, we bigger is better, right? We would like to do some big block stuff, some big cubic inch stuff, and kind of get up 1,000 horsepower or more. That would be great. And of course, that's all dependent on funding that we can get to do it. One thing that we do have that's new, the newest part of our program, is we have a simulation, 2 SimSeat simulators, iRacing simulators, that we're using for the race car setup side, so that we can go ahead and make adjustments on the simulator. And being we don't really have a car that's going to the racetrack right now in the program, we can kind of simulate those changes and the students can see what works and what does not
definitely
work
gonna have
with
to check
that.
out.
But also going along with that, the college is getting into sports here. Forsyth Tech made an announcement here weeks ago that they're getting into like stick and ball sports, but also they're getting into esports. So that ties into what we've got going on back here with the iRacing. So I think it can be a way of getting. We might be even, we didn't go out for it in the beginning to make drivers out of the program, but we might have some drivers that want to come through the program that's their pathway to get to a better ride that they can come
very
here and they can,
inspirational
they
type
can
program you've
I
got.
actually do the iRacing stuff myself too at home with my sim rig and all that. I didn't even know you guys did that. That's actually really cool.
well, that is very new, and if you'd talked to us a couple of months ago, it wouldn't have been a thing. But right now, and we've incorporated into a few things this semester, and the plans are by next year we're going to actually be racing in a series on iRacing with students representing college here.
Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna go over to admissions real quick.
Yeah. Sign up for it
Really
immediately,
cool.
everybody. So as far as I know, you're saying that there's a lot of suspension builds that you and different types of chassis components that you're trying to put in for the different applications that y'all have for different classes y'all are going into. Now, as far as building the actual drivetrain, what type of stuff have y'all got into there, and how do you put that out to your students? What's your process being able to relay all that information? What are they going to experience from it?
Yeah, well, we have a specific drivetrain class that will come in next fall. It will be they'll be going through that, and right now we've been dealing with basically the manual transmission side of it. We're going to venture, especially on the drag car end of it, venture into some automatic stuff. A lot of the racing, street outlaw style racing is fully automatic stuff. So we're gonna go into automatics, but we've been mainly dealing with the manual 4-speed stuff based off of the T10 transmission and stuff like that. But we're gonna venture into the transaxle stuff like in the new NASCAR Cup car and go into those areas. Of course, we deal with 4 9-inch rear end on a regular basis with the drag car stuff and the NASCAR stuff. So that's basically what we've been dealing with as far as the drivetrain stuff and those applications. What we got going on.
Sounds pretty good. It sounds like you got a pretty good relationship. You got a pretty good relationship going on with your students while you're teaching these programs as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try to keep a good line of communication with them. Listen to them, listen to what they want to get out of it, and try to. I know we can't make everything happen, but we try to see what we can fit in of what they're wanting to get out of it, along with what we know that they need to get out of it, and then going forward, get close to the end of the program, putting them together with the industry, with the work-based learning programs that we've got, and some of the
get those students out there into the real world,
yes,
not just in the classroom.
right.
And speaking of which, we're almost out of time for this little bit of the segment. But what can students graduating your class? What kind of things have you seen some of your students go out?
So we've had students go from being pit crew, over the wall pit crew, tire changer types to we've got some drivers out there that I know. We got one that's running in the cars tour now. We got some dirt late model drivers. We've got one of the dirt late model chassis builders locally out of Mount Airy. He's a graduate of this program, Benji Hicks. So those are students that have done good locally here and around in the area. But we've also got students that went on to work in engine shops, be engine tuners, and for different various race teams and general mechanics, and on into working their way into being a race engineer or a crew chief type tire specialist.
Awesome. So you guys got people going into everything. That's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
Now, one thing I did want to ask, just to kind of close the segment here, as far as for any students watching this that want to take the class, what do you have to kind of give them inspiration or let them know, how good of an opportunity it is to be able to come in? What would you like to say to them so that way they know that it's a good place to come in?
Well, every one of our instructors here has real world experience and actually has been fresh out of the industry, and sometimes have part-time people that come in or are working hand in hand. One day they're working in the industry, one day they're teaching at our college. So we've got fresh real world experience within the racing industry that we can offer them up to date education on what is going on with racing, and we have a good relationship with the racing industry. We're listening to the racing industry and what they want out of us to teach the students, to get them prepared for them to feel confident about putting in an application or resume with some of these bigger places around, such as RCR and ECR.
Heck yeah, that sounds good. Well, everybody come on down, talk to Galen Biggs and his class, sign up for the class, get to meet him in person. He's a really intelligent guy. He really knows what he's talking about, and he's got a lot of other people on his team as well that we would be more than happy to have y'all come out here and meet. Go ahead and check us out if you want to see more updated information for them that we can put out. There should be links that are popping up for y'all to be able to click on, to be able to try and see what they're about, fill out applications, try and see what opportunities you can have for yourselves. Thank you very much for coming out.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Appreciate it.
y'all. I appreciate that.